is Vivica Williams, and you're watching Head to Head. An International Court of Arbitration ordered Russia to pay Ukraine compensation for losses caused by the illegal annexation of Crimea. And a Ukrainian state bank became the first institution to win its claim in an international court. To go into more depth about the process and the outcome, we're joined in the studio today by Iryna Mudra, Deputy Head of Restructuring and Recovery Department at Oshchadbank. Thank you so much for being with us, Iryna.
Thank you.
So this is a very big moral win in a lot for Ukraine when it comes to trying to receive compensation for all of the assets lost when Russia illegally annexed Crimea. So can you just give us a little bit of an idea of how long this case took in arbitration?
Right. On 26th of November this year, the biggest state-owned banking institution, Oshchadbank, has received an international award on compensation of our losses of our assets in Crimea. The amount is huge. What legal mechanism we used in order to protect our interests? It is the bilateral investment treaty, namely the agreement which was concluded between the Russian Federation and Cabinet of Ministry of Ukraine on encouraging and mutual protection of investments, which was concluded in 1998. Under this agreement, Oshchadbank has filed a claim and successfully received a final award.
And how long had you been waiting for a decision?
Well, indeed, this is a very long story. We started this in 2014 when the new CEO of the bank, Mr. Pishney, came to this position in March. He immediately started to gather all documents and evidences which would be needed for the claim. So we carefully documented every action of the so-called green men, which were acting in the territory of Crimea and in our bank. And there was also the story of theft of some valuables and gold from our bank, and all this was carefully video recorded. And after all, this became a solid ground for the arbitration process to protect our case.
So tell us a little bit more about the losses there, because I think what people mostly know is an overall general idea of the illegal annexation. But when it comes to actual stories and details, it's been harder to come by. And you were saying there was videotaped surveillance. You saw, you have evidence, video of people breaking into the bank and stealing money. Tell us a little bit more about these kind of losses and other incidences.
Right, this was a very strong evidence or proof which we presented in before the international arbitration.
No, first to interrupt you, were the people videoed, the actual soldiers,
yes,
or were they?
There were people with signs, specific signs of Russian military, but they were with masks, they were with guns, and they threatened our employees. They went to the office where cash money was stored. They seized gold, money, and threatening our employees, they left the building. It was very carefully documented and videotaped, so it was presented to the tribunal.
Was this at just one bank, or was this at multiple banks?
These were not people from banks.
I mean, did this happen, this type of theft, these incidents?
It happened in our premises, in premises of Oshchadbank branch in Crimea. So as you know, Oshchadbank was the largest banking institution in the peninsula, and we have lost all our assets. All our assets consisted of buildings, land plots, premises, movables, material and technical base, equipment, all property was lost. Besides, we had the property of third parties, which were kept with us. We also lost this property. And the large part of our amount for compensation was also goodwill of the business lost. So all in all, the total amount of awarded damages made up $1.3 billion.
And what is the likelihood of Ukraine or in Oshchadbank receiving these funds from Russia?
Moscow has already officially stated that they do not recognize this award and that they are not going to execute it voluntarily, of course. And but thanks God, there are international legal mechanisms and tools which could force Russia to repay compensation. And we are talking about property of Russian state companies, right, of Russia all over the world. Also, one of the mechanisms how to get compensated is to become a creditor in relations where the Russia is creditor with its counterparts. So the bank can ask the court to assign the rights of Russia as a creditor to the bank.
And so what are the next steps then? These are some of the steps that Oshchadbank is already considering, or what are some of the next?
Right after receiving the award and after getting it officially, I mean, when it will be delivered to us, we'll at once start legal actions on its execution. And we do have possibilities in more than 154 states which are the members of New York Convention on Recognition and Enforcement of International Arbitration Awards. And in every jurisdiction where Russia has assets, we will try to enforce it.
This is good news. So this definitely is, as was stated, an unprecedented case and a wonderful legal setting that will hopefully transfer to other claims against this illegal seizure.
Right. Yes. Yes. It is a precedential case, and I do know that many Ukrainian companies, especially state companies, they were just waiting what will be the outcome of our case.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Iryna.
Thank you.
And that was Iryna Mudra, Deputy Head of Restructuring and Recovery Department at Oshchadbank. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned with UATV for more.